ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die.
I think that we should make National Election Day a paid federal holiday. I think this is the case. One is going to help with patriotism. Two, it should demand more votes. And three, and the other part of that, we should do all electronic voting. Phones, tablets, computers. No mail-ins. No written. You can go to a precinct and go on their computer, but none of that manual or written mess. And no early votes. No, we got one day. Everybody send them in. I don't care if you in Japan. I don't care if you in South Africa. Wherever. Type it in. That's what I think.
All right. Okay.
What are your thoughts on that, sir?
I don't know, man. Damn, you hit me with shit that
That's my goal. Make everybody think.
Well,
Gotta think.
I mean, we do use electronic voting to a degree, don't we?
I mean, I guess we do, but what I mean is turn into a fully automated, a full computer-based system. Like, there's no sense that anybody really needs to. One, there's no sense that you need to go to work and try to get time to vote. Take the day off. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. the polls are open.
So why do you need a national holiday then?
It's from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. One, it's because it's your national election. Why would you not have a federal holiday when you're voting for the future of your country? Why would you not have a national holiday when it's you saying this is one of our greatest rights of America? Why would we not have a national holiday when you want more people to be involved in the process?
I think just the opposite, though.
Okay.
I don't think the powers that be want everybody involved in the process.
Okay, so then that's why I'm here to change that. Todd P. Schuler for president.
They don't want everybody. They just want they just want a certain critical mass, but they don't want
80%. What if we could get 80% to vote? What if we could figure out a way to get 80% to vote? Even if it was fractioned with say it's a presidential run and you have 5 different candidates.
So what would that? How would that help? 80%.
I mean, now we're coming together as a country. We're all doing something together. We all doing something as a country. And you can't say that your voice wasn't there because you got a chance to say who you like. You might not have won, but hey, and what's straight down. Get rid of the Electoral College. We got enough technology to go ahead and just count each vote. Boop, 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 boop. You won, dog. You lost, dog. Keep it moving.
You talking crazy?
Why am I talking crazy?
Man, ain't nobody gonna get rid of the Electoral College. That's the grift right there.
Todd P. Schuler, President 2028. You want a paid holiday while you cast your ballot? Holla at your boy. Let's make some shit happen.
That has to be passed by Congress and ratified by all the states.
We can get that to happen.
2/3 of the states will have to ratify.
We can get that to happen.
Maybe we can get that.
That to happen.
How?
I know peeps in every state, son. I got goons all over the place.
There it goes. There go the comedy right there.
Straight come up and hey, y'all, it's time. Let me not say that before something really happened. They were like, we heard that RAYSHON said, oh God, it wasn't me. help.
Voter intimidation.
Hey, no, ain't no voter intimidation. We just getting shit passed. No, we just gonna get Congress to pass some shit, man.
I can't try to tiptoe out of that motherfucker.
Suffering succotash. Exit stage left.
Baby bim bop babble.
I can't tell the plan, but just know that we gonna get something passed. Like I said, I got probably 2 years, 1 year to 2 years, because they be like, yo, he caused too much problem. I ain't even trying to get reelected. I'm just going for broke, son. I'm going for broke.
There you go.
Y'all gonna make a statue. Todd P. Schuler. Martyr.
I get money.
I get money. I was gonna do the remix. Come on, man. Where your dance at? Come on. I'm backing you up, son.
My dance is for me, man. My dance is when I say something.
That's my dance. Damn. Damn, dog. I had to do it.
You today with this political shit and this.
I mean, I'm just feeling
scientific,
feisty.
Conspiracy theories
Man,
and
we
all
just
this
need.
kind of shit.
Man, we need to think. Man, we need to get this thing going. Anyway,
We
back
need
to the
to get
National
this
Election Day. I got more, man. I got more. I done thought this thing through.
No,
son.
you haven't.
I thought this thing through.
No, you haven't. You just thought. You ain't think none of this shit through.
Hey, what are they doing? Voting sites? They're disappearing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, with digital, you can actually increase the voting sites with less people by putting them in the library because you have computers. You don't have to bring in any extra equipment. You just have that. Now, every neighborhood has a voting site. If you're older and you don't want to vote from your phone because your day is off, so while you laying in the bed at 6 a.m., you can wake up and say, oh, let me make my vote. Or at noon, you can say, hey, guys, we're going to have a voting party. Everybody votes. You vote. Or you can say, hey, boy, did you vote? Man, you need to vote. It's 3:11. You need to get your vote in before it's time. Like it opens it up. It opens it up. If you're older, you can't get nowhere, or if you ain't got no phone, you know what? You go to the library in your neighborhood. You go on the computer. Your librarian's helping these people. You might have one or two people that just say, hey, you need to go stay over there. Boom, you log in the computer. It's going to ask for your ID. You might have to take one of the little pictures. You're going to have to give your birthday, give you all the information. It's going to crypt. You're in. And now you can cast your vote.
Gotcha.
It's encrypted, so it's gonna be safe. Ain't no hanging chads. Ain't no ballots getting thrown away in the trash. Ain't shit and landing late where we finished election day on Tuesday and we still counting on next Tuesday. Like, no, you finish this at 6 p.m. by midnight, you have a winner.
Do you know what kind of infrastructure would have to be in place for something like that to happen?
What infrastructure? Please tell me.
Well, number one, you were. I don't think there's a system stable enough to take in all that information in that short a period of time to give you a final result by 12 o'clock.
But we flew to the moon in 1960. There's definitely a fucking stable of it. We can vote on Instagram. We can do posts on Facebook.
Not only that,
it's encrypted, and you hire hackers.
Okay, land your plane.
I ain't landing shit. I'm dropping bombs, son. Dropping bombs. Landing shit. Stealth bomber here. Catch that.
See, you don't want me to. You don't want me to poke holes.
I just got poke 'em, man. I got answers. Please.
Number one, there's a big, massive security issue with that.
Okay.
You know,
what is it?
Talking about hacking and getting viruses and information being compromised.
Okay.
We have no problem now with in the digital world. How you gonna secure all that and people's information and not have whatever company is going to be the one that's in charge of making sure all this gets processed, not get compromised?
So, because it is one day that we're talking about, said company, along with the U.S. government, goes through and hires several of the best hackers and computer personnel to man this for the day. Also, being encrypted, you find that is much safer than the human error or the things when you're dealing with paper and antiquated systems that revolve on a mechanical scale. So by investing into
why are you talking like that?
Because it's a very I can't be like, yo, so when you wouldn't trust it if I'm like, yo, so here's the deal, Poppy. So when you do this shit right there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly, B. So when you do this shit right there, you go ahead and get that computer dude though, and then what he gonna do is punch a button, and so when he punch that button, everybody looking at it, and it just blocks all that shit. So when you block all that shit, then your vote go through and ain't nothing going wrong with it. You ain't gonna believe that. So I gotta change it to the voice that you're gonna understand, and so that the public knows that what we're talking about is the facts. So an encrypted system is gonna be much safer and much more foolproof when you're talking about finding out if the voter is a legal person, when you're finding out what the voter has voted for, and as far as transmitting that information across.
What about system crashes?
Huh?
What about system crashes?
About system crashes, hey, we should be all right with that. It's one day. It's one day. We put our information, we put our things there, we put everything there. If the system crashes, you know what? We get a second pay holiday to redo this shit. Second pay holiday. Let's keep fucking up, government. Keep fucking up. We're gonna be living large. Keep fucking up. So you got another chance, buddy. Another chance. But here we are. We're gonna save much time. But as we look at system, when you talk about now, and I know I was talking about AI before, we're talking about AI processing. We're talking about computer systems. We're talking about people. We're talking about locations. We're talking about the network. If you're off and everything, shut down the network. Guess what? Business is going down. It's a federal holiday, so half the business is going to be cut back. You're going to have free waves. You're going to be able to move things along. It's going to work much better than us trying to get on and off from work, get down to this spot, get over here, mailing a letter, mailing this, make sure I got it in time. Oh, I can't get this machine to work. Oh, well, what about this? I didn't get here. There's a long line outside. Man, F that. We do everything on the phone. You do your banking on the phone. You do this on it. Get it together. Let's move into the thing. We said we was at the moon in 1960. Surely we can have an election.
So how are you gonna safeguard against people putting in false votes?
When you do it, it can go all the way. So you put it one is encrypted, so you're not going to be able to vote twice under the same social security card and or address and or name. If it does pop up and there's a red flag, I say that we take this thing, it pops up. Oh, now this is where you may have a person be like, oh, let's send this over to one of those alphabet agencies and let's see who this person is. So now you can also regulate who's going on. It goes a second step of finding out who's there, who's falsifying things. I think with the encryption, you're going to find that that's going to block a lot more of that than just trying to do hanging chads and somebody looking at your ID and say, oh, yes, you. I think that's gonna give a much more valid thing. I mean, you can even ask just like on your bank thing. What's your security question? What was your first elementary? What was your dog's name? What was your first pair of favorite Jordans? What was your first pair of shoes? Did you shop at Pick and Pay? Did you you can ask a whole lot of questions to make this thing really valid. You can do the little picture thing. Are you a robot? Pick the bridge.
200 to 300 million people in the country. Well, it's 340 million.
Mm-hmm. Only 150 million probably gonna vote.
Well, I'm just saying like adults. So I don't know how many adults there are. Probably about 200 million adults that are probably would vote.
Okay, perfect.
I don't think we had that many people that vote now, but
it's too much trouble.
Let's just say for sake of argument, all those people are voting in this window.
Right.
You know how big that infrastructure would have to be to process all these, and then to ensure that the safety part of it, the security part of it, the fraud part of it.
Yes.
And processing all these people. Plus, you got a different time zone. So, 12 o'clock here is what 9 o'clock in on another coast is.
Yes.
10, 11, 12. Yeah. On another coast.
Yes.
In that time of year that you're voting.
Yes.
So you're saying everybody will be shut down by 12. Well, at 12 a.m. in one place it's going to be 9 p.m. somewhere else.
Yes. So when you call a toll-free number to get some service done to whatever you're trying to get done, what do they say? Call us between 8 and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Pacific Standard. They give you a set time zone. So we set a time.
We're talking about a company that makes money. This is not a company that makes money.
No, this is our country, and we make money because we're Americans. We work and we're creative and we're ingenuitive and we build shit. And
so who's going to pay for this?
The country. We're already paying for it. We're paying for all the chads and the machines and the people working and all that. We're paying.
I think something similar to that has already been proposed, but I just don't think that. I don't remember exactly why some people are against it, but I think the biggest thing is the security part of it. I mean, we're getting hacked. Major corporations get hacked every day.
Yeah, but we have videos of people throwing ballots away in the daggone trash. What the heck? That's a hacking. Oh man, look at that hanging Chad. Oh boy, that's a hacking.
Well, nothing is perfect.
Exactly. So why are you trying to make mine perfect? I'm just doing something that's better.
No, I just see that just being a catastrophe.
I think it'll be great.
Okay.
At least it's worth it.
We
gonna have fun. It's gonna be explosions. It's gonna be superb. Like I'll tell people, it's gonna be superbly excellent. You're gonna see them fireworks, or it's gonna fail and you're gonna have them bombs blowing. Like it's gonna be explosions though. It's gonna be great.
Politically, more than anything else, politically, that's not gonna work because people are gonna always. Both sides are gonna all sides.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna always cry foul about that.
That's fine. But it's encrypted. You're going to have the people come
And
on.
not only that-
You're going to have another agency say, look, y'all, you ain't going to talk shit about my company. This is what it was. I mean, you do blockchain technology. Bitcoin is great. You talking about numbers. Facebook handles numbers all the time. Instagram
different.
handles
That-
numbers.
that's
Why
totally
is that
different.
different?
That's
That's
totally
actually
different.
serving pictures and serving
Yeah,
information
but
back
that's
and
not-
forth.
that's not
All we're
voting.
doing is setting in a plug. It's a simple signal going in versus I'm gonna send a video and then you're gonna send a video back and we're talking and here's another thing playing and I'm gonna DM you and I'm gonna. It ain't all
That's not
that.
the
It's
same
this whole. It's much simpler than that.
I don't think it's simple.
It's
as
much
that.
simpler than that.
And not only that,
It's much simpler.
not only that, from a political standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
even the trying to even pass that in Congress to go to a system like that in our time, maybe in 100 years from now, maybe they might come up with something like that. But you know how many years it's going to be tied up in court? You know how many people are going to try to sue to have that system?
Here's the deal.
It's going to be tied up in court.
Boomers is about to be gone. And Gen X ain't that big. They gonna have to get these next kids that always use phones and computer shit. They ain't walking out the vote.
But they're not the kids that are running the government.
They the kids that gonna be trying to vote them in. Boomers
they're
is
not
about to be
running the
gone.
government.
That's all right, but you will need that vote. You need
Yeah,
that
but
vote.
You know who the smallest voter group is?
Well, who?
Young kids.
Right now,
Smallest. Okay, well.
Boomers about to be gone. Gen X ain't that big.
Okay, what's
So
your
that
point?
means you're gonna have the young kids here. So they may be the
by
smallest,
time that
but they're
happen,
gonna be
not
the
gonna
biggest.
young kids though.
So you're talking what? 4 years? 4 years when Todd P. Schuler gets in, those kids will not be young kids anymore. Let's get it all digital, everybody. Todd P. Schuler for president 2028. Let's make voting electronic. Let's make it a federal holiday. Let's make it paid. Let's make your vote count. Let's get you in the pilot. Let's make this thing work. Let's be modern with it. No need to have a steam train when we can have electric cars.
I feel you, Young Money. I feel you, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the young kids, man. Boomers gone. Your old ass gonna be gone too. I'm getting these young kids. What's up, young?
Young kids don't run Congress, and young kids don't run the
Not
government.
yet. That's why I'm coming in. We're gonna flip this thing up.
There you go. All right, man. Yeah.
Let me get my president. Let me get my presidential smile. Todd P. Schuler for president.
What's the fucking this? What's this?
White folks know.
Oh, so you're only talking to white folks?
Who gonna be winning the vote? I don't believe black people should vote anyway. So even if I'm running, I don't think black people should vote for national or state. Local, yes. But if I'm running, black folks, I'm still gonna say, let's let the country decide what's up, and let's have our money and let's lobby it. I don't change that. So I'm talking to these guys. Hey, Todd P. Schuler. They know who I am.
Crisis.
Jesus Christ.
All right, then. There you have it. Our political scientific conspiracy theory week is just wrapping up. Todd P. Schuler for president.
2028.
I think you should run for a local office first.
Why are you trying to tell me I shouldn't shoot big?
I'm saying, man. Cut your teeth, man. Get some traction behind you. You know?
I got traction. I am starting with the little man. My policies are going to be for the little man as well as the big man.
What you should work on first is these people who are not able to vote because they have to be at work.
That's why I said a national holiday, paid holiday.
That brings up another thing.
What are we talking? I just approached that. And you said, oh, well, I just approached that and you weren't listening, sir.
I heard you say a national holiday.
So that means people are off.
Yeah, but some people have. There are jobs where people still have to work on a national
Yes,
holiday.
that's true. And they have a phone that they can vote at some time in their break.
A phone?
Yes, you can vote from your phone. It is
Oh my
electronic.
God, you done
You
lost
can
your
vote from
mind.
your phone. You can vote from your tablet. You can vote from your computer. You can go to the library and vote from the computer. Sir, ma'am, you can get your vote in minimal time with minimal effort and be a part of this governmental process.
So why do you think we haven't done that already so far?
I don't know. That's why I'm here. That's
Don't you
why
think
I'm
there's
here.
a reason we haven't done that.
That's why I'm here. The reason is that somebody didn't push it. The reason is that we still got a lot of boomers and a lot of older people that don't use those things and they don't want to change. The reason is that it's going to provide
Why
you, like you
blaming
said,
everything on boomers?
voting wise.
They're not the only voting block.
Voting wise, that's the largest segment.
Okay, but
So then I'm going to talk about it.
you don't think that there's boomers there are boomers that are disabled and immobile, not mobile, and
Right, so
vote
they would
from home.
love to have their phone there. They can sit back and be like, "Oh, I can get my vote in." Oh, that Todd P. Schuler guy. See, I remember he's the one that created this. I like him.
All my problems done disappeared because I'm
I
able
like
to vote
him.
at home.
I like him. Let's have a cookout, baby.
God, Jesus, Mary, Joseph.
Hey guys.
Do you have
Hey
anything
guys, meet me at the pool. We're gonna have a pool voting party, buddy. Dude, this is all over the country. Hey son, yo, you know what I'm saying, son? Boom, I got that vote for Todd P. Schuler, yo, he legit, son. Just saying. Hey, cowboy, hey, did you mosey on down to the booth and vote for Todd P. Schuler? I heard his name was Rayshawn, but I like the Todd P. Schuler.
We have to figure out who you're gonna be first.
Well, because it's the show, so I'm Rayshawn, but in real life, I got to be Todd P.
So
Schuler.
when all this shit surfaces,
When it's surfing, they're going to be like, wow, he was speaking the truth. If they got problems, I'm gonna tell you what put me on your ballots, put me in there. I'll make sure everything's ready. When it's come, I will let you know what I did, when I did it, when we first start. I got no problems.
all right, full disclosure.
Full
Gotcha,
disclosure.
bro.
Full freaking disclosure, because American population forgets shit in 1 month.
There you go.
And
So
I
you
talk
wanna do
that,
this
and I
before-
talk that shit too.
Or you're gonna do this before or after you go to Panama?
2028. So probably but this is probably be after.
Figuring that shit out.
Yeah,
right
it might be after. I gotta see that. It helps me with my world policy.
You funny, man.
Why it's gotta
All right,
be
man.
funny?
You got it, man. You got all the answers, man. You got it, man. You got it. I don't know why we haven't elected you already.
Because I didn't run, and I had to get the answer.
Why you look all serious? Dude? Like,
Because this is a serious matter. This is our country we're talking about.
What is it about our country that you think needs to be aside from voting? No, I'm not going on that rabbit hole.
Please go. Please. Yes, I'm. Yes, carry on, moderator.
What's the major thing you see is fucked up about our country that you want to address? Just one.
Just
we
one?
don't have that much time.
Well, I think I brought it up before. I think one of the things when we're dealing with education, because that is a big premise of America and how we move forward in this world and how we regain our number one status, education.
For who?
Education for the public. So one of the things I do propose is that we make not only English as a thing, but as Spanish as second language and English as second language. So in other words, when you're K through 8, you are immersed in both languages for the first 8 years of your school or 9 years of your schooling period. What that does, it gives younger minds open, because bilingual opens your mind up. It lets you be more palatable and lets you get more.
So
Wait, let me finish now.
You went down this road. I just asked you for
I'm not finished, sir. I'm going to finish my statement. Let me finish my statement. You can't ask a question before one is answered. With that, you'll be able to, 1, have a broader mind and broader skill set. 2, you'll be able to conduct business with all people and communicate with all people, or a larger majority of people.
Yeah, I'm glad you fixed that.
You'll also 3, be able to have a more, communicative and open relationship with other cultures and countries in the Western Hemisphere in which we live, and that would be all people. So it stops excluding some people that can't quite speak the language. So if you're coming to America and not speaking, you learn English. And if you're in America and you want to go somewhere else, you know Spanish. Also, those that learn multiple languages are easier to learn another language. So if you learn English and Spanish, when you go to another country as an adult, it is easier to pick up that following language because your mind is always open.
So forget about reading, writing, and arithmetic. You're only concerned about speaking a different
Well,
language.
you'll be doing that in
Hold
Spanish.
on a minute. Hold on. Let you filibuster.
Yeah. Oh, there was no filibuster.
You said education was your number one priority.
Mm-hmm.
Then you say a foreign language.
Mm-hmm.
There's a disconnect.
You asked me for one thing. Was I supposed to break down?
I said one thing that you're concerned about, and you said education.
Yes.
And when you gave an example of education,
Yes.
you pivoted toward a second language.
Yes.
Not everybody around the world speaks one other language. So, in other words, you're saying Americans should know English and Spanish.
Yes.
Well, how does Spanish help you in Japan?
Well,
How does Spanish help you in China?
so
Unless you find someone that
Again.
speaks Spanish. No.
Again, as I said, it is proven scientifically when you learn a second language, and especially at a young age, it is much easier to pick up a third language or fourth language because your mind is open. That so it helps you because you're now more. It is easier for you to pick up that Japanese language.
I can't write, but I know a second language.
Well, we're gonna read. I did leave that out. I did leave that out. But yes, that would be on the course.
I cannot spell and I cannot add. I can't fill out a checkbook. I don't know anything about finances. I don't know anything about any of that kind of stuff. But I can speak a second language.
I did leave out the reading and writing because I was focused on that. But you would learn to read and write in that second language. I was an educator, yes, first grade teacher. So that's very important. Literacy is very important. Being an educator and
being a policymaker is two different things.
That's fine.
So
I just need people to understand that. Yes, reading and writing, yes, but I also think
you and I debated this whole second language thing before.
Yes.
So I mean, having a second language is a plus. It is a plus to have a second language, particularly if you are in a place that speaks predominantly the language that you know. That's the second language for you. I get that. However, living in America, inside the borders here, it is not necessary to know a second language.
Correct.
Most people around the world, and I've been overseas, you don't have to speak another language to maneuver. Is it better? Of course it's better. I'm not saying that learning a second language in grade school is not a great thing. However, there are far more issues that need to be addressed far beyond having a second language. You got kids that are coming out of grade school that can't spell. We have a teacher crisis going on, a teacher shortage in most inner cities. Teachers are fleeing by the droves. They don't want to do it no more. They're underpaid, overworked. A lot of them are using their own money just to provide for their classes.
Yes.
So while you're talking about harping on a language, we need to get we need to start concentrating more on the basics. And I'll land my plane there.
So you don't think language is a basic?
No, it's not a basic.
Okay.
It's an elective.
Okay.
But I'm not saying it's not important. I'm not saying it's not important.
And I agree, you can maneuver around the world. But as I've spoken with people that do business around the world, they're always looking for someone that speaks a language.
That's fine. You can always find a person to speak up, and you can always find that person.
But if you're also somewhat versatile in that, it brings you into a different realm.
You're not feeling what I'm saying.
I feel what you're saying.
How did you get there if you can't read and write and you can't?
Well, we're putting that in. Well, the other reforms for the school.
How can you even immerse yourself in another language if you can't read or write?
So other reforms for school, but we're either going to have to shorten teacher duration or the school duration or for the day or the week, or we're going to have to increase teacher pay. Increasing teacher pay, I think it really goes into now increasing teacher qualification. Also, it's going to go back into changing the curriculum and how it's taught. I was before no school kids left behind. Some things need to be modified with that. I think that's going to be one of the big major things also. So school reform is going to be a big thing, which is going to be a challenge because people are set, policies are set. There's a certain amount of money that's involved with it. I don't like always a big fan of charter schools. I don't know if that always does right, especially in the lower socioeconomic communities or black communities. It doesn't always do right. I've seen some examples where it works, but it's far and few between. So it does not work. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to change there. We're going to have to find a way to bring back some of the older teachers with a big pay so that we can get these kids and get these newer teachers seasoned. That was one thing that happened when we were kids. Older teachers around, they seasoned the new ones. So there are a few things that we need to change, and I'll be glad to get a focus group together that we could really bring this in.
There's enough focus groups. We don't need no more focus groups. We need money, and we need a curriculum that people are going to adhere to. You and I were going to school long before this No Child Left Behind.
Yes, it was
and
great.
there were still kids coming out of school because of lack of resources that couldn't read or write. People graduating high school that can't read or write. That needs to be fixed. Coming up with all these. Wait, hold on a minute. I'll let you filibuster.
Hey, that's your favorite word.
Coming up, that's the word of the day. People come up with all these elaborate programs because they get paid to do that.
Right.
It's a hustle.
Right. I agree.
You get these quote unquote focus groups and these third party companies to come in, and they're gonna bring in a program. That's a hustle. We all know that's a hustle. Get back to the basics. You know what it takes to educate a kid. But this is the thing. This goes into the political thing. We're not trying to educate the masses. That's the issue. We're not trying to educate all of society. We only want certain people educated so they can run this country and run this world. The rest are just made to work and follow. No one will say that. Yeah, I said it. Because if we really wanted to do something about education, we would pour money, the money we pour in other countries, the money we pour for all these other peripheral things that we say we want in our society, we would be pouring money into these local schools so they wouldn't have to be coming up with all this BS to try to educate kids on shoestring budgets.
So vote RAYSHON B for president, because we're talking about real change. We're not talking about programs and elaborate things. We're talking about the book thrower here. We're talking about simple solutions. We're talking about things that work.
Yeah,
we're talking about also looking to the future and giving people, especially blacks and lower socioeconomics, a different experience.
Money. The bottom line is money.
There's always money in America.
Yeah,
but experience is also something that's very important. That's one of the things that's
an experienced person is going to want to get paid,
and an experienced person has the resources to get paid.
But that's a conflation, because you say an experienced person. Yeah, because an experienced teacher of 15 years. That's an experienced teacher, a qualified teacher, a great teacher. If she doesn't get lucky and go to a district or go to a place or a private school somewhere where she can get the kind of money that she deserves to have a decent wage, either that or she ends up in a inner city. Maybe her heart is in the inner city and she wants to be a contributing factor to the kids in the public school system. Public school systems don't have the resources to pay her what she will probably get paid in a private school, or in a community that's able to pay their teachers better, in a district that's able to pay their teachers better.
Correct.
So
a solution for that? You're looking for a solution?
Well, I mean,
because
the solution is money.
The solution.
That's my whole point of saying all this.
Also, the solution can be affordable housing. It can be low-wage housing, free housing, or very low-wage housing. So as you work on that salary, the teachers also get a housing stipend, or living a housing development, or however you want to set it up in the city. You can have certain houses, you can have certain area, you can have several options to make this happen. But but instead of having to pay the going rate for rent, if it's a $2,000, that's only one piece of the. Well, if you don't have to pay $2,000 for rent every month, and you may only have to pay $500, that, sir, is going to help that teacher.
Okay, but so that's one piece of the puzzle.
Yes.
The other one is, when I say money, I'm not just talking about money for teachers.
Yes.
I'm talking about Money for schools.
Yes.
I'm talking about money for supplies.
Yes.
Money for infrastructure.
Yes.
Money for programs.
Yes.
All those things
Yes.
is a factor. You can have a well-paid teacher,
Yes.
and if she still ain't got but 2 books in the classroom to teach,
Yes.
where are you?
Yes.
So there's more.
Then it also takes somebody that's going to be able to go to some of these companies and go to some of these corporations and really factor in and bring in some different events and different activities to where corporations are sponsoring, and now you can start the transition of schools again where I can't say that forced busing is always the answer, but we start a more type of integration at a lower level so that listen, because
I'm listening to you. That
no,
doesn't
you're
make
not
any
here.
sense.
What I'm saying is I'm going by the tax base. So what I'm trying to do is bring a program in where somebody brings money from a more affluent tax base in to donate. Also, their kid is there, so they're going to raise the tax. They're going to raise what's going on.
Come on, we
tried a different way. 1995 was pretty fucking cool.
No,
1998 was pretty cool around the country.
It was cool.
That was 30 years.
No, listen.
After it stopped, it was
busing. This is the issue that people are not talking about. There's a certain percentage of kids that are able to get bused.
Correct.
What happened to all the other thousands of kids that don't get bused?
So what I'm saying is we got to make it enticing for people to move all over the place. Maybe it'd be a sporting thing, and I hate to do this, but a sporting thing that brings out the kids from here over to this neighborhood. Maybe it'd be a technology thing, but they all mix. I know in my high school we brought a lot of different things. It had limited success, but as a predominantly black high school, we were trying to bring kids in from other neighborhoods. It worked with limited success.
So why are we doing all that instead of just having the government who has this, who gives billions and billions of dollars to other countries to help bring up? Wait, hold on, let me finish. Because this is the conflation that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Billions and billions of dollars, and we could talk about diplomacy and world's place in the world and all this kind of stuff all day long. To create schools and infrastructure for other nations' kids.
You know why?
But hold on a minute. But you're saying we got to do all these other kind of Frankenstein. Got to build a Frankenstein to make sure that a fraction of the kids in these communities get educated. Why don't we dedicate? Well, hold on a minute. Why don't we? Because my question is, instead of doing all that, why don't we dedicate some of that money and put it into these communities where they don't have to be bused? And now you're
you know why? Because you won't vote for somebody new and exclusive like myself. Because you want me to come in and fix this old system. Wait. You want me? Listen. What you want? Listen. Because I'm gonna bring in a whole change. You want me to still? I have to go in with what's
going back to 1965.
Listen. I have to go into and use what I have until I prove to people that you should vote a whole different. You're not going to get voted for. If you go in there with a plan like that, I'm going to tell you why you're not going to get voted for. Because most of the communities that are going to be affected by this busing, they're going to be pissed off at you because they don't want these outside kids, these little Negroes, these little Hispanic kids in your neighborhood. When I said it, I said we have to use corporations to track. I didn't say I didn't like the busing. I was trying to avoid that. But I didn't say it as we are going to bus. I said similar to that. I was saying similar to that. We have corporations that bring events and activities to different schools so that people want to come there. I said we don't
need your events and all that.
We need, and that's how you get the money.
We need money.
That's how you get the money.
About education.
That's how you get the money. You need to have some type of STEM program that has IBM truly pushing this thing.
Money.
They're in there, and Tommy from over here is going to come because that's the best program there. Which means Tommy's going to bring his money. Which means he's going to bring his money because Tommy's dad is like, yo, we need to get these new books.
So you mean to tell me
that is how that works?
You can't flick. Because it's a fraction of what it costs to send this money overseas and do all this other stuff.
I agree with that.
You can't tell me we can't flick a couple of $1 million because it doesn't take
a whole lot of money. If you vote me in, I would be glad to. You vote me in, sir, I would be glad to.
That's why I go back to the
You premise. Vote me in, sir, I would be glad to. I know we need money.
That's why I go back
to
the
But you also need a plan. You also need a plan so then put somebody in that wants to. Then put somebody in that wants to.
We just want them to go work for Amazon.
Then put somebody in that wants to. Because what I'm predicting is saying not just go work for Amazon. What I'm saying is go worldwide and bring your business worldwide. What I'm saying is here's an
Yeah,
experience.
you're saying all that, but the basic building block to that is a basic education.
So then I said, one, we need to change the program that we're doing. So you can put money in, but if it's the same program, you're going to get the same results, whether it's more money or not. Two, we need to find more ways to get events and get things that are, especially in lower social economic neighborhoods, from corporations. That's going to be a second part. So when you have plan, you have money, you have corporate things. Now they're going to say, okay, we can do this. We're not having to front the whole bill, but we have to have another plan, another way to do this. Three, I'm saying that we do need and we should have alternative languages because it opens the minds of the people you're saying that you don't want to be workers. If your mind is only taught as a worker, then that's what you're going to be. But if your mind is open up, you can be a creator. Now you're seeing companies that also are invested that see that, oh, wow, we can actually work with these people somewhere else.
So why hasn't none of this been? And I'm sure.
Because,
wait, hold
you
on.
know
Wait,
why?
wait, before I
You know
ask
why?
that, before I ask that, and there are places that some of this is happening. So I'm not going to say that there aren't companies and there aren't people who
Yes.
who do it. They are, but obviously it's not enough. Nowhere close to enough because there's far too many communities that who's got schools that are just there are kids that in some places that are like. They're born to school and condemned to build, literally condemned buildings full of asbestos.
Yes.
I mean, just horrible conditions
Yes.
with not enough books, not
Yes.
enough,
Yes.
not enough anything to, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
there's
So you just want me to throw money at a broken system?
money.
So you just want me to throw money? So you want me to put air? You want me to
funny.
put air in a holy
Well,
tire?
No, I think it's
you want me to put
well,
air in a holy tire?
No, I think it's funny that how you only we only say that when it comes to black people.
No.
Oh, if you want to throw money, you throw money everywhere else.
I keep saying let's
Yeah,
make a change.
yeah.
I keep saying
And
let's
you know
make a
what?
change. I
You
keep
know what?
saying
I say,
we got to
you know what
change
I
the
say?
system.
Throw the money. Yes, throw the money. The problem is
Okay.
The problem is corruption. The problem is that you got to make sure when you're funneling this money down, especially to local government and these superintendents
Right.
and mayors and city planners and
Right.
city councils.
Right.
You got to make sure they do what they're supposed to be doing with this money and they're not redirecting it somewhere else.
So we need to vote in some new people. We need to change this whole shit
Well,
up.
not just new people, because new people could be just as corrupt. We got to make sure that we have a system in place that's going to do oversight and make sure that money is going
So
to
would
where
you
it's
like to
going.
work with me and figure out systems for oversight?
No, I want to live to old age. I don't want to get assassinated.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die.